Streamlabs says that I'm live. Let me get everything pulled up before I start actually doing stuff. And we'll see if my bot, not my bot, the bot that I use picks it up. Don't think it's using the right thumbnail, but oh well. Be alright. Post that there too. And should be good to go. What do we get from the market? I actually don't think I need anything from the market. I'm already basically capped on resources as it is. So, not gonna worry about the market. Just gonna worry about... I do need to send a commander up to my other fort though. And it needs to be somebody that can actually take some tiles. I guess we can start with Arwen. What do I want to give her though? A lot of my cavalry is kind of tied up elsewhere. If it's just tiles, I guess I could give her... We'll just do that with whatever. Rams. Certainly not optimal for Arwen, but she's just going to be flipping some tiles, so... Not a huge deal either way. And everybody else can sweep. Is there anybody up here that I can hit? I could hit Death Dealer, but he's pretty strong. He has a bunch of good commanders. Exor has a bunch of good commanders too. Let's see. See if anybody else is around. Anyone we should. Guess for now I should just move my dudes up to this 300 though. That way I'm not going to be sending 30-minute march times. And actually I guess I should reinforce Galadriel before having her hit another difficult mob. Difficult, quote unquote. And unfortunately I have to wait for a bunch of tiles to drop too before I can really flip anything. 17 minutes on those. Not too bad. If Burrs is active up here, I feel like we just target them front to back and just uproot them that way. I don't know if George is active right now, or if Burrs even has range. Well, he must have range since he built that path over there. Going to be our biggest issue if they put up a fight. Oh. Should we hit Death Dealer? People on to kill him. Don't know if we have enough people on to kill him. And I think Aowen came back. She can hit this level 30s. It's actually kind of a pain to sweep in a bunch of different places at once. But you also kind of have to do it. See, did Rohan break through here yet, or are they still stuck? Oh, they did. Okay, well that's a good thing, I suppose. They had been kind of stuck there for a couple of days. But they were doing some other stuff too, I think. Oh, Erebor's down there now too. Let's see how Linden... There was a big fight over here earlier today. Seems like Linden has gained some ground. Not much, but a bit. So that's good too. Let's see how goes it here. Man, this is where I want to be tonight. Dang, that guy is ballsy. Literally could not get closer to the front lines than this guy. What a boss. You'd love to see it. Don't think we still have any tiles up near here. Nope. It took back all that area. Who's down here? Whatever, I can't click the dot. Number guy. An edgy. I believe he said he wanted to go fight Varyags. Still have some people in UAV. But yeah, I think most of us are up here. Clearing out Angmar. Unfortunately, we have the boring job. Sweep those guys. Bow Knights are good to sweep because they give 80,000 EXP tips. I actually want to be sweeping Swans. I don't know if these guys have fallen due, but I know Swans give 120k EXP tips. So they're definitely good to sweep. It's like 120k EXP and like 40k gold or something. I don't think I have any right now. Nope. And King of Men is mocking. I guess I just give this to Theoden or something. There we go. That way he can get some levels. For these tips, it really doesn't matter who I send. Ooh, this is a 4-star tip, which yeah, guarantees purple or gold equipment. Those ones are nice to get compared to the 3-star ones, which are almost always going to be a blue item. I think our 2 stars, yeah, 2 stars can be green items, which is really not what you want to see. Guess we send those 2. That's kind of exciting though. Guaranteed purple or gold item for 200 gems. Erebor who wants to take this. Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. That's gonna be a no for me, dog. Weather top, I mean. Maybe if it was like the last few days of the season. It was the last few days of the season and the guy really wanted it for his unique item. Sure, whatever. But when you're in an active state of war with the faction, first of all, how is he going to get there in the middle of an active war? Second of all, why do we want a guy completely in our back lines? Like, I'd like to be a nice dude about it. Not that it's my decision anyway. But somewhat of a ridiculous request, to be honest. That would have been mean, though. Oh yeah, it's Friday. The bosses are spawning. Need to get my free coin too. Except there's no bosses up here. Are there any bosses by my base? Guess I can just search for with this button. Heart of a Hero. That one is... Oh, it's in the reach of my base. Okay. I can send Galadriel to sweep that, I think. Let me link this to... Should probably have a boss channel, but... Alright, well, whenever Arwen gets here, I can connect to Death Dealer. Oh, Solar Scout going in on this guy. I guess he just straight up drew. Fortunately, I can't see the report since he's in Linden. Definitely want to eat all of these. But I think I'll just connect first and see about uprooting. Speaking of uprooting, though, I should probably send a commander that can actually siege. Not that I have... I guess King of the Dead would be a good option. I think I just do like this. 96k. Oh, wrong button. Better than 0 siege. Oh, King of the Dead is on a tip. Well, not anymore. Got a blue item. Thanks, King of the Dead. Appreciate ya. At least once I burn through some of this sweeping stamina, I'll have some more troops to play with as far as sieging and whatnot goes, spreading out troops to a bunch of different commanders. Because as it stands right now, he's got a full army, she's got a full army, so that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 plus Eowyn. Have 7 full armies working on random things concurrently. Although it's really difficult to burn through 150 stamina at 10 stamina per sweep. Ooh, homie's getting hit here. Yeah, 150 stamina, 10 stamina per sweep, plus it's regenerating every 30 minutes. You get 10 more. So unless I stay really on top of it, it's very hard to burn it all. Which is the main drawback of sweeping, I will say. Is when you have full ring skills for it, it can really suck up your time. Because if you're doing 15 sweeps, assuming no stamina regeneration. Ooh, that guy got crushed. Bye-bye. 15 sweeps, assuming no stamina regeneration. And let's say it takes 3 minutes round trip, which is... it's going to take longer than that. It's going to be like 5 minutes round trip or more. Then 5 times 15 is 75. That's already an hour and 15 minutes. Which means then you have stamina for 2 more. Which is like another 10 to 15 minutes. At which point you have stamina for 1 more. So... hopefully, I think Galadriel will do fine on that boss. Let's take a look at this here. So what's his skill setup? Very awkward, to be honest. Not a huge fan of this skill. I mean, I like the Parting Gift. Nobility's fine with that army setup. Men's Strength Carver, that's good. Hunter's Mark is a fair option with the current metagame. Honestly, I think if he's going to use Arnor T4s and a Hunter's Skin, you might as well just throw Sentinels in here. At that point, get the 10% extra damage. But these points right here, in my opinion, are wasted. Completely wasted, I think. Like, how much damage did Arwen do? 15k? I don't know, man. How hard does 1 point of surge hit? We'll go to round 3. Dun dun dun. Okay, he did skill Cleansing Touch before Elven Blessing, so that's good. Yeah. It's not even 3,000 damage. It's 2,600 damage. I don't know. What do we go to round 8 for River's Wrath? River's Wrath really needs to go off twice. The fact that it goes off only once per combat? Is it on round 7? It was round 8. I just blind. Parting Gift. Queen of the United Kingdom. Surge is again on round 9. Am I just blind? Oh, did they change that? Not that it matters, so it should go off in round 6 then. Maybe they didn't. I feel like for it to be a competitive skill, it needs to go off on like round 1 or 2, and then again on like round 5 or something. So it should be in round 6. There it is. Yeah, the damage is just pitiful. Yeah, she did get 1 stun out of it, but it's not that great. Okay, so Gladriel did fine. Didn't lose much. Somehow she didn't heal much either. Probably because it just wasn't taking very much damage. That would be my assumption. Because in this game, you have to actually take damage in order to heal. Oop. You. And I really want another level 30. I guess Reapers will be fine, unless I can get any of these Horse Archer dudes for the tips. That's 12-minute round trip. It's kind of awkward. Let's see if he's going to try to bounce me. So that is a pretty long march. It's only 8% though. So if we draw, is it 3 more times or 4 more times? If we draw, it has to be 3 more, I think. It's either 4 total or 5 total. Still won't be enough to get my coin. According to my quick math, at least. Let's check this out. See what's going on down here. Bunch of forts. I'm really happy that war is finally down to 12-hour cooldown. It's so brutal for most of the season when war is 48-hour cooldown. I feel like it should unlock a bit earlier. 12-hour cooldown. What's this guy doing? Just pathing to stuff, I guess. I guess this guy never took back. I had to take this tile earlier today or yesterday to fight some people over here. And we're really not supposed to take Angmar or Guntabad tiles. But I messaged the guy about it and I was like, hey man, I gotta take this, I'm sorry. Just take it back whenever you want. And he hasn't taken it back yet. Maybe I should just hit this guy. I don't know. I don't want to hit and waste my troops. If we're going to actually try to uproot this guy, Death Dealer is pretty tough. I did start moving. Yeah, I started moving King of Men. I don't think that I will be able to beat him on my own. Can you see the question on YouTube? People are asking questions. Huh. No. For some reason... Let me refresh this. King of Men. That's weird. Okay, now I can see chats. Sorry, a minute ago chat wasn't loading. So I need to catch up. Oh, Chuck's here. What's up, Chuck? Shantae, good to see you as always. Robin, welcome back. Oh, the guide is done. You have to type it out. Very nice, very nice. Is Celeborn good? Celeborn. I think he's very good if you're Lothlorien. So I'll go ahead and pull him up and we can talk about him real quick while I probably get my Arwen bounced. I really wanted to go all in on Celeborn because I think he has a lot of potential. Guide giving stun immunity for the first 2 rounds, super good in the current metagame. Armed Escort isn't a bad skill, although it's also not the most exciting skill. And the Wise is probably the best 1-point skill in the game because for 1 point, at 250 focus, which is pretty easy to hit, you gain madness immunity. 350 focus is actually super difficult to hit. And I don't think you necessarily need to push for it. But if you can get there, initiative permanently for 1 point is ridiculous. The problem is Grey Elf is super bad, in my opinion. I shouldn't say super bad. It's essentially a 15% damage reduction, except it's worse than a 15% damage reduction at max points because it's completely counteracted by Pursuit, which a ton of people are starting to run. So it's a 15% damage reduction when Pursuit isn't in play, but it's a 0% damage reduction for 15 points when your enemy has Pursuit, which is, like I said, pretty frequently. Deadeye is fine. 21% for 7 points is very much a good skill. Shield Training is also fine. 14% reduction for 7 points. But it's locked behind these two. Or these 2 good skills are locked behind Grey Elf. And then the next problem is this only affects March Wardens, which I think is completely ridiculous. You have a 15-point title that affects 1 tier 4 unit. And so like the skills behind it are awesome. Elven Leader is a great skill. Firing Formation is also a solid skill. 10% damage reduction, 10% damage boost at max points. That's very respectable. But like you just can't afford to dump 14 points into this because I mean if you had March Wardens you'd do 15. But if you don't have March Wardens, there's no reason to put 15 points. So 14 points into that for nothing. And then also, you're probably not going to max Grey Elf. 14 points into this that just gets completely dunked on by Pursuit. That's a potentially 28 wasted points. The other thing is, because of Elven Leader, you want to run full elves. And I don't know that Celeborn has the mitigation to run Heralds as a solo frontline in the same way that like Gil-galad could, in the same way that like Gandalf the Grey could probably get away with that. Arwen at super whale levels might be able to. And so you're going to want to run Herald, Sentinel, and if you don't have March Wardens, Bow Knights. Bow Knights aren't particularly great PvP troops. Now, if you're Loth and you have access to March Wardens, this skill becomes phenomenal magically because you're gaining initiative and your March Wardens are already stun immune, but Guide would make them stun immune anyway. And they're madness immune for 1 point. Plus, that means you get to run something like March Warden, Sentinel, and then the T2 Elf Archer. Or like what Randy does is just like full March Wardens, which gain damage boost from this, damage boost from that. They can't be stunned, they can't be mad, they now have initiative. So March Wardens magically fixes problems, and I hope that they change these crazy T4 unit skills to be like Isildur's King of all Dunedain. It hits Rangers, Dunedain, and Rangers of the North. I think if Celeborn, if his R5 said Sentinel, March Warden, and whatever the T1 and T2 version is, then I think he would be good. I think you could play him as any faction. You could play him similar to Gil-galad. You'd run like Herald, Sentinel Bow Knight or Herald Sentinel T2 Elf Archer. It's just very difficult to justify all those wasted points, at least for me, which is unfortunate because I think he has a lot of potential. Like, he can do a lot of good things. Anyway, back to sweeping. Celeborn's lackluster even as Loth. I think if you go pure Glass Cannon, pure March Warden, he's probably pretty playable. Any counters for Gil as good? Yes. So primarily what you're going to want to do is find a Wizard's Firework with Hunter's Mark. I believe I have an Elven harp thingy. Harp of Lothlorien can also have Hunter's Mark. So there's two sources on purple accessories for good factions. Evil has a harder time itemizing for Pursuit because this can only be used on evil men, and I think the harp can't be used on any evil people. Yeah, just good factions. So you'll either want to have an item that gives you Pursuit, or use your boy Haldir with Foresight. So first 4 rounds, all allied units goes up to a 70% chance every round for your units to gain Pursuit. And it only matters in the early rounds because Gil-galad's Evasion is the first 2. Faramir, if you have him in R10 with his unique, is also fine. He can skill into Foresight. Either of those commanders can skip Foresight and equip Wizard's Fireworks, which are perfect for them because they want to run ranged units anyway. That can save you 7 points. Celeborn also has the Foresight skill. So, Shantae pointed out Gimli with Pursuit. So his axe, Gimli's unique weapon, once he hits like 100 focus or whatever it is, he'll always have Pursuit at 100 focus as well. So pretty much just Pursuit is what you want to look for, either via skills. I'm surprised Arwen did not get pounced. Gimli, any accessory with Pursuit? Yeah, tons of people are running Gil right now. All the whales that couldn't win S5 came through fully whaled out Gils. Alternatively, a commander that can shut down the first 2 rounds of combat, like Treebeard, although I think Treebeard is bugged, unfortunately. I need to keep an eye on some Treebeard reports, because I do believe he's bugged. Will Gil stay meta for a long time? Probably. The thing with Gil is he requires a specific counter, and if he hits it, he's kind of like Witch King in this regard. If Witch King hits like a Gandalf with White Council and High Alert, or like a Dwalin running full R5 with Blinding Barrier Knights, then Witch King is going to have problems. Gil's the same way. If he hits a commander that's prepared for him, then it doesn't always go great. But if he hits a commander that isn't prepared for him, he just dunks on them. And I think commanders like that will always be somewhat popular. Sending sushi vibes from Chicago. What kind of sushi do you like, Roman? I'm a very bland sushi person. I like the spicy tuna rolls. Those are good. California roll, which is like the blandest sushi you can get. I like those. Pretty much anything with tuna or crab or salmon. I don't like any of the super crazy sushi stuff. I'll show leaderboards in a second. I want to line up these hits properly in case he's paying attention. I don't want to give him time to reinforce. 7, 26. 4. We'll have Gandalf hit first. Gandalf should be hitting first here. Maybe should have waited one more second. One of those commanders that's secretly good. I think he's just too situational. Celeborn. Faramir with his unique would do well against Gil-galad. Because I'm going to have to keep an eye on these draws. So through his unique, you can run something like Cataphract Sharp Scent. You can run Arnor Tier 4 Sharp Scent. You could run Bow Knight Sharp Scent. Or if you happen to be Loth, you could run March Warden Sharp Scent. So he gains initiative for the first 2 rounds for him and his allied units. He's going to have Pursuit. If you really wanted to make sure, I actually don't know if Fireworks would stack with Foresight. That'd be an interesting thing to test. Either way, he can easily run Hunter's Mark Fireworks because he's going to want to run 2 to 3 ranged units anyway. So for the first 2 rounds, he has Initiative, he has Pursuit, and from this, which is going to go off... Oh, it's off on round 1 and round 4. Well, so he'll not have initiative on round 3, then he will have initiative on round 4. Either way, in 3 of the first 4 rounds, he's going to have initiative, and he's going to have Pursuit. But, oh, he doesn't have anything here? Well, that's sad. That is disappointing. I was really wanting to have a fight. Oh well. Move this guy up for Siege. Dave H. Hey, Phoenix, Arizona here. Oh, my foot hurts. Sorry. Well, I am very far from Arizona, but nice to see you. I'm glad you were able to catch the live stream for the first time. Oh, Australia. Ronson, what's up, dude? I'm going to have so many questions for you in like 2 weeks, by the way, about Rise of Kingdoms. Even though you've asked, or I've already asked you a bunch, and you've answered a bunch of questions. But I want to take this jump group that I'm about to start with. I don't want to say more seriously, because I wanted to take the first one seriously. The problem was they moved up the jump date, and that really screwed me over, because it was right after this season started, and it was on Father's Day weekend. So I already had a plate full of things to do that didn't include Rise of Kingdoms. You're from DOR? DOS. Do you mean DOS X? Oh yeah, show leaderboards. So Linden is dominating the ring level, which is not surprising given that they have the most territories. We are in a UF with Linden, so I'm at personal production. I was like 6th earlier, but I just dropped 14 tiles. So I'm down to 10 there for now. As long as I'm still ahead of Thanatos, though. That's the important thing. As long as I'm ahead of Thanatos, then it doesn't matter what my production's at. And then Fellowship. This is my main squad. We got split between Linden and Arnor. Most of my team is over here in Ungo, so I'm happy to see them doing well. I just have a small crew of refugees, essentially, like 21 people, that didn't make it into Linden. And we're coordinating. So Hope, Noble, and King are the other Arnor fellowships. These guys are all led by Eldarian. So we've been coordinating with them. Mostly, like, me and my little crew getting small, weird tasks, so to speak. Like right now, our job is to clear out the north. We just took this today from Erebor. Yeah, Chuck says, maybe you'll have better success, mainly fighting Varyags. Yeah, against Varyags, March Wardens would not do well. So I can definitely see why that would be problematic. you see my Gandalf the Grey? Sure. So since I'm in Arnor, I'm running full ranged. I'm running T4 Sharpshooter Sentinel. We have Pursuit Fireworks, which I should refine up now that I have this. I think I just got that yesterday or tonight or something. I'm running Pursuit because I want my Gandalf to have an edge against Gil-Galiads and other Gandalfs. I'm running the Hysteria Trapper's Hood for obvious reasons. And Ranged Vigor, Hunter's Skin. Obvious choice for a full ranged army. I kind of wish this was just Ranged Vigor instead of Hysteria, because so many people run Anti-Madness anyway. And then Mind Split Whip. And ultimately, I think I'm going to break the whip to upgrade the Gigantic Hammer, because Rend, I think, will be a very strong effect on Eomer or the other guy, Theoden. Even Eowyn. And I can just run a Smite Carver on Gandalf, or a Men Strength Carver. Carver's fine for Gandalf anyway. And then skill build wise, this is for fighting good factions. I have nothing in White Council, High Alert, or Champion. And if I was to redo this, I would actually split points evenly between Wizard and Surge, because Surge hits pretty darn hard, honestly. But the idea is just the most alpha strike damage, I guess is what you would call it. So the most early round damage from triple range unit. Is Elro here very strong? I don't know that I would say very strong. However, I do think he's competitive. My issue with Elro here is, and I can show you, prove it some more. Let's see, is his item here? Nope. When I refresh, his item will also not show up. Nope. So I'm 99% sure at this point that you cannot get his respect item in the exchange, which means it's very difficult to get him to R5 plus. And so mine is stuck on R3. And I really wish he was R5, because Loyal Followers is quite a solid skill, let alone getting him to R10. And I think he has a pretty good unique. I don't know if it's better than a Sustain Pipe, but attack on elves is perfect. In addition to that, you get an extra damage boost for elves, which is perfect. Defense on men is whatever. Health on dwarves is really good. Dwarves being madness immune is whatever, but men damage received is fine as well. So I think he has quite a nice accessory overall. But like, how do you ever get him to R10? It would be so difficult unless you're a huge whale. So I do think he's competitive. I think he's a better Arwen when it comes to PvP. Oh, Dave, you're Az from Discord. Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you were from Arizona. Are you guys whales? I would say we have... So I would qualify Dalamar as a whale, for sure. I don't know if he qualifies himself as a whale, but he has Respect 25 Commander, plus a very nice gear on plenty of his commanders. I'm like the low end of Dolphin, I would say. I would say Thanatos is like medium Dolphin. Like, mostly we're just low to mid Dolphins, honestly. There's a lot of low to mid Dolphins. No one can defeat the King of Farmers, yeah. Dropped a whole bunch of tiles and I'm still ahead of Thanatos. You're fighting a team with full gold refined gear. Yeah, that's rough. That's rough. Theoden or Eomer, which should you give respect to? So if you are not a huge whale, I would pick Theoden. If you can take Eomer to about, let's see, what respect would he need to be? So he would need, let me get the calculator out here. 15 plus 15 plus 7 plus 7, that's 44, plus 15 plus 7, that's 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72. So 72 skill points, and he gets 56 from levels. If you can take Eomer to respect 16 or higher, then I think he becomes better than Theoden. So, and what that build would be max Rohirrim, max Riding Excellence, max Aerid Leader, max Mounted Combat, max Marshal of the Mark, max Swing, and then 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. I think at that point, he would be better than Theoden. But getting a T2 commander to respect 16 for 99% of players is not realistic. Oh, Death Dealer's dead. Oh, okay. -1. Ooh, look, I can steal a tile. Yeah. I've been messing up on my sweeping. Get even more ahead of Thanatos here. The Thani Rise Farmer episode. That's because he always says he can beat me at farming. And then he never can beat me at farming. That's because I tell people I don't actually like PvP in this game. All I do is I farm and I read combat logs. People never believe me when I say that, but I'm being honest. Like, the amount of time, like, I'm being a little bit trolly by saying that. I really enjoy PvPing in this game, but the amount of time during the day that I can sit down and PvP properly is super limited. Because when I'm PvPing, I don't want to just send the commander out to a tile and then leave them there to get hit by 3 commanders. Because after the first fight, it's not going to be efficient. It's going to be a waste of troops. Unless, like, if I'm holding a crossing or a cave or whatever, you know, I'll do that when I'm asleep. But when I'm PvPing, I like to be able to hold connections, guard, reinforce, repop guard, pick my fights, that sort of thing. And I just don't get very much time to properly PvP. And so those times when I can play for maybe 30 minutes, it's just more efficient for me to go farm for 30 minutes than it is to hit, you know, send all my guys to a fort and send them out to a tile. That's going to be like 10 minutes of my time, 15 minutes of my time. And then I get like 1 fight or whatever. And then it's just GG. I have to, you know, go wake up my daughter and feed her or whatever. Let's see, what does this look like? Not bad. I've actually done better on 200s, believe it or not. But I really like the full range Gandalf. Theoden is overall better. Eomer has a nice nuke. I think it's super high respect. Eomer would just outscale. Because... let me find Theoden. So, Rohirrim and Rohirrim and Riding Excellence are good. Aerid Leader and Mounted Combat are good. And Horse Master plus Kadak Retreat are good. But it doesn't take that much respect to hit all of those. That's 45, that's, what, 66 points? And he'll get 54 from level, so at like respect 12, he just kind of runs out of points to spend. Like, 1 Inval Protection is fine, but like, I don't want to put 7 points into this most of the time. The Renewed is actually pretty decent, except it's very situational. Reinforcement is just kind of like, eh. It's not super exciting. Defensive stance, you know, like his damage skills just for Theoden aren't what you want him for. Whereas Éomer, he loses some cavalry attack because he doesn't have Horsemaster. But he still has Rohirrim Riding Excellence. He still has Aerid Leader Mounted Combat. And then he has a ridiculous amount of damage skills that he can pick up. And so at some point, the damage that Éomer is doing on his own is going to outscale the attack that Theoden is giving to his units. And like Swing is incredibly efficient. It hits 2 targets on a 1-round cooldown. Super good. Attack Vitals is really strong as well. Although it's unlikely that you'll be able to max Aerid Leader, Rohirrim, you know, all of these, plus take these 2, plus Eodig and Attack Vitals. But Éomer's damage trees are actually respectable. Like, they're better than I think people give him credit for. And his unique, in my opinion, is one of the best in the game. So, might and speed, perfect stat distribution for Éomer. Army attack, a base of 2, super good, twice as good as a Cutlass. And, so this is deceptive wording. It says Éomer and his army gain the following in sequence. Increases Éomer's next damage dealt by 10% when speed reaches 200. Yeah, okay, cool. Then mounted units prioritize enemy ranged units when speed reaches 350. What I don't think some people realize is this increases Éomer's next damage dealt by 10%, which would go, by the way, up to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 at fully refined. That's every single round. Every single round, he can get a 60% damage boost on the first thing that he does that round, which is ridiculous. That's a total of 600% extra damage over a full round of combat. The way it's worded, it would just be, like, I thought this at first, you know, just one time you get a damage boost. Nope. It's every, let's see, I can prove it too. Does this report have it? I saw an Éomer report up here. Does this guy have it? No, dang it, he doesn't. He's running a frickin' Mirkwood bow on Éomer. Yikes. Anyways, if you guys see a report with Éomer's unique, you'll see every single round it goes off. So it's crazy. I guess we uproot barely next. So we'll build the path there. We'll do this guy. You're a guppy? Man, if you're a guppy, Chuck, I don't even want to know what I am, dude. I don't even want to know. I'm in like the kiddie league at that point. I'm just swimming in the kiddie pool. Don't regret going Theoden. Theoden is really good until respect 10, 12-ish. Like, how many good points does Theoden have? Let's see, 15, 15, 15 is 45. Plus 7, 7, 7. 45 plus 21 is 66. He gets 50 from levels, 4 from wisdom. That's 54. So yeah, respect 12. Every single point you have up until respect 12 is a very good point to spend. And even after that, you can put 1 in here, so that's respect 13. And you could still put 1 in flanking and 1 in cleave. That's respect 14. So I would not regret it at all. Like, he's, like I said, until about respect 16 or so, I think that would be the break point. That would be my estimated break point when Éomer kind of takes over. So I could steal a tile. Yeah. That's what I play this game for. I just want my number to go up. My total power production. Oh, you know what I should do? Oh, should I make Thanatos so mad? I'm gonna do it. I have plenty of commanders with stamina. I'm gonna go take these tiles and be a little rat. I should be uprooting people to want to farm. Yeah, Renewed is good for fighting evil for sure. It's a very good skill for fighting evil. Particularly Sauron. So if you have Renewed and you have Focus Protection Quilted Armor and Madness Immunity Helm, then you can fight Sauron. So even after Respect 12, it's not like he has completely dead points. They're just more situational points. Yeah, running R8 Theoden, he's super good. Yep. I think what one build that people are sleeping on for Éomer is pure damage Éomer. So you would do like 15 Marshal the Mark, 7 Swing, full Eodig, full Attack Vitals, full Cold a Week, and then 15 in Aorid Leader for some healing. So that'd be 45. Yeah, that'd be 66 points, which is pretty attainable. That would be Respect 10. So you would have 1, 2, 3, 4 damage skills, plus you'd have this damage boost, plus the healing. You can crank out like 40 to 50k healing just with this as well. But I had it all in my spreadsheet. The main skills you want to prioritize for pure damage, if I remember right, I'd have to remake the spreadsheet because I think I deleted the stuff on him, is Attack Vitals, then Swing, and then I think Marshal, and then Cold a Week, if I remember right. Those are the 5 you want to go for. I see a lot of people going Cleave and Flanking, and they're not as good, in my opinion. You don't love Theo now, but you like Éomer more. That's fair. I'm actually frustrating Thanatos. How to level up fast. So, playing a lot. I mean, there's kind of no way of getting around that. You have to play a lot. Sweeping, if you have Effortless Sweeping and Experience Sweeping. Like, I've just been too lazy to reset my rank, so I don't want to click 146 times. I wish that some of these points were an Experience Sweeping, but it is what it is at this point. Basically, playing a lot, sweeping a lot, mock battling. King of the needs to take this. And making sure that you're stamina efficient. So the commanders that you want to level, you don't want them doing things like building these paths. You want your bench warmers to take anything that isn't a good amount of XP for that stamina. Now, if I really wanted to be more efficient, I would have Galadriel up here hitting 200s, but she's sweeping. And I don't feel like taking the time to bring her up here. I guess I'm going to hit this guy with Gandalf and see what's up. I actually have 2 videos about it. Yeah, Berserker just mentioned, you read my mind, Eries and Entmoots. The absolute fastest ways are hitting neutral camps. However, not every commander can do them efficiently, and not every faction has equal access to them. I got my Gandalf to 50 farming up here. This was when Arnor had control of this whole area. And there's some spots, you'd have to find them. I don't remember exactly where my spot was. But there's spots where you can hit 4 to 6 Eries within 1 fort radius. Oh, I should come up here and farm. And there's some juicy tiles up here. Talk about beating Thanatos. Yeah, even this island area. Karok is really the dream for Eries. Season 1, I think it was, when I was Arnor, a bunch of us came up here to farm. But these things are just under 200k XP per attack because you get like 99, 98, 99,000 per attack because there's 2 armies. So we just round up to 200k per attack. Yeah, you can see just this little area. Assume we don't have the river. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we counted that one yet. So at least 5 within 1 fort radius, potentially more. And so you just go hit them over and over and over and over again every hour because the armies respawn once an hour. Not as efficient as Gandalf, but not bad for a 200. Ooh, who did we hit? We hit literally everybody, apparently. So that doesn't count. 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 Well, that was very anticlimactic. A whole bunch of 1 command armies, and then this is a nice fight, actually. Look at that. 1150 T4s on a pretty decently geared Legolas. Decent respect, at least respect 5. Probably a little bit higher. Pierce on the bow, good choice. Ranger Shroud, yeah, not a bad choice. I think this would be better off as something else. Melee Vigor, yep. Mend, yep. That's a pretty solid fight from your boy Gandalf, if I do say so myself. Well, with this homie coming, we don't want to let the draw go through. I will send this. He's almost empty. Killed everything else. What was I doing? I forget what I was doing. Well, I was sweeping, but I need to keep an eye on this because I don't want him to bounce or kill my King of the Dead. Who only has 2 more moves anyway. So just downloaded the game this week. Found my channel. Well, welcome. I have a Discord as well where you can ask any questions about the game that you want, newer players. So people are always happy to answer questions on there as well. Even lower level neutral camps. Yeah, so one of the money makers, I have 2 minutes till that guy lands. Honestly, is these guys. If you start near Hobbit Archers, you can start farming these things at like level 28, 30, maybe even earlier, depending like if it's Gandalf with good gear. These guys are so freaking easy to kill. And it's something like 80k XP per camp. No, not that much. I don't remember. It's pretty good though. So if you can get access to Hobbit Hunters, they're stupidly easy to kill and give a bunch of XP. The other thing you can do is crossings. Ever since Rebuilding Glory, these have 4 armies now. Level 25. Easy, easy, easy to kill. These things for all 4 armies are like 80k. So a crossing is actually, and like you can start this, it's such a low level. Really good way to farm XP as well. Same thing with like tunnels. Tunnels are the same, 4 level 25s. Just don't siege it down, right? Just hit it and let it respawn after 1 hour. What is the Haldir tree? Level 35? Oh, so maybe my inclination of saying 80k was correct. I think they're all the same. I think it's all like standardized. So if other ones do 80k at level 35, then Hobbit Archers should as well. So Haldir, the points in Armed Escort are not necessary. You want 1 point in March Warden for sure. You want Galadrim, Shield Training. If you have Eagles... Okay, so let me make sure I'm not going to get my King of the Dead killed. Okay. I'll restart Haldir. 100% of the time, you want 15 points in Guide. 100% of the time, you want 1 point in March Warden of Lorien. If you have Eagles, 100% of the time, 75% of the time, you want 14 points in Sylvan Elf, 7 in Beast Training, 7 in Forest Agility. If you don't have Eagles, I would put 15 in Galadrim, 7 in Shield Training, and then extras in Sylvan Elf and Forest Agility. If you have Bjornings, they're not as good as Eagles, but you could still take the Beast Healing and use Bjornings as your front line rather than Eagles. But Eagles are way better. Oh yeah, I was gonna farm. Maybe I should bring Galadriel up here. Potentially. Feels like kind of a waste of stamina to have my level 50s hitting 200 power tiles when I could just have my Galadriel hitting 200 power tiles. You really want my Gandalf's whip? Yeah. I bought it as a trophy, quote unquote. And I lucked out getting Mind Split on it. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I'm probably gonna just break it to upgrade my gigantic hammer though. Like I think this is perfect item for Éomer. Or Theoden. Éowyn, I'm just gonna keep her with the melee might cutlass. But I'm totally redoing all of my commanders next season. Ooh, is hitting this guy. Oh, sending us scouts. So he has a Gil-galad. I need to hit that with Gandalf then. I don't really want Elro here hitting that. Oh yeah, I was going to farm by the King of Farmers. True. Oh, ooh. Homie almost caught me. I think I have time to take a drink. Yep, and S1 and S2 crossings are not as efficient. That is very true. The other thing that I just remembered is ruins. Alright, I'm going to show you guys a trick. This is a pro tip right here. I'm going to show you guys something that I don't know how many people know about, but I suppose it should be common knowledge. Whoop. So, in case you missed it, I let his army land. So when the army lands, there's like 6 seconds where it's fighting, but nothing actually happens. And so during that time, you're allowed to move your army that's on that tile that they're hitting without them hitting you. As long as you move your army before that 6 seconds is up. That's the key. The reason you do it that way is because if I had moved my King of the Dead when he was still moving to this tile, if he's quick enough and paying attention, he could actually recall his army and save himself the 10 stamina. If you let them land and start the fighting, quote unquote. Oh yeah, I do want Gandalf to hit that. Actually, I technically want... Okay, I can line them up here. I want Elro here to hit too. If you move your army after they've landed, they cannot recall. So I need Gandalf to hit first by about a second. There we go. And I have enough protection on this tile that they can't bounce me. So that's good. So that's a little... So he recalled this one because he doesn't need it to land now. The other thing you can do if you want to get really creative... Oh man! Do I just save the stamina? I think I just saved my Gandalf stamina, to be honest. If you want to get really crazy with it, if you had, let's say, a real army on this tile that I'm dropping, and your Pather on this 60 power tile, you can let their army land, move your Pather, or recall them to be quick, because it's easier than moving to a new tile, and then activate Guard. You can actually activate Guard after an army has landed, and it will catch the army that's incoming. A lot of people don't know that either. You can always catch annoying Pathers with Guard. You just activate it after they land. That way they can't recall. Yo, homie's coming in hot. We've got a little war on our hands. Alright, he's clean. Wait, Burrs, are you watching my stream, Burrs? I hope he was watching my stream. Alright, so King of the Dead, you get one more hit. Arwen, I guess, can get a hit. Hopefully this guy's not around. That'll be somewhat tragic if he catches one of my baby armies. The hammer. Actually, King of Men, you don't need eagles. I'll pull it up. I think Rend is probably the best thing it can get for most people, which is why I want to upgrade it, because I'm probably not even using Gandalf the Grey next season, to be honest. Planning on having this be Eomer's weapon. So yeah, who can use it? Maiar Men, dwarves. So elves cannot, but most good races can. Radagast probably would be good with a gigantic hammer, yeah, potentially. So initially this season, I was planning on using this on Haldir, because I wanted eagles as my front line, and then double ranged. This can go up to +6 attack for ranged, +90 attack, which would like double eagle damage. Something like that, because there were 5 per command, 90 attack per, that's 450 damage added to 1 command worth of eagles. I think Giant's Power is super niche. This would be like Radagast. Maybe really good next season with like werewolves and drakes and stuff. Rend, very, very nice Frenzy on the right commander would be good, but you would really have to refine it. Even then, I don't know. Trolls, terrible. Absolutely terrible, because trolls don't do damage anyway. Break defenses, this would be really good on Legolas or anybody that attacks a bunch of times. The problem is, I don't know how you would ever stack this 10 times across multiple targets. I think Rend is just better than break defenses, honestly. So it'd be good on anybody whose army does damage. Alright, King of the Dead, you're going home, dude. And we need to send another person out. Also need to reinforce Elro here. I don't know that Elro here report is worth taking a look at. Man. Maybe I just stop sweeping with Eomer. How much stamina does he have left? 53. Okay, I can sweep a little bit more with him and then be done. I think for the sake of my sanity, I'm just going to use mounted units to siege. Actually, I should weight this more towards rams, because rams have better siege than other cavalry. Galadriel's finally making it. And Faramir can go. Arwen can go home in a minute. It's actually... Wait, did he... 2,600. What did my Gandalf leave him with? Oh! So he reinforced himself. That's 2,100, that's 3, and that's none. That's 500, 450, and 2,600. So it wasn't a full Legolas, but he did actually reinforce himself. Yeah, he was down to 67k. This was 173k. Surprising that my Dunedain didn't do more. I guess because they died. They got wrecked. So suppose I'll actually have to be... Uh-oh. Burskull stealing my farm. No. I'll have to be careful then. Is he just gonna go steal all of these from me? I bet you he is. Burrs, you madman. Stealing my farm. Alright, Arwen can go home. I guess I can bring another slow commander up. Where's Arwen? There you are. And King of Men doesn't have stamina. So I guess it's Frodo and Sam. And Guard of the Tower. And I want to do full Guard of the Towers. Ugh, so many commanders out. That's not the one I wanted to click. So I actually need to reinforce Gala. Get Frodo and Sam moving up here because it's going to take them forever. 18 minutes. I need to reinforce Elro here. Wherever he ended up. I need to recruit some more Dunedain for him apparently, which I don't think I have any conscription going. So what time is it? 9:30. Let's do like an hour and a half. And then I can refresh it later. And Who else do I need units for? Gandalf is fine. Galadriel recruiting Katas. So I guess just more Rams for Éomer and Éowyn. Oh, I'm gonna steal this from him. Boink. Give me that 230. Actually, I probably shouldn't. Oh, his gill hit that guy. So I should say that I got revenge. I got revenge for you, bro. You know what? I lied. No, I'll let Gandalf. I'll let him. Yeah, I'm reinforcing Galadriel anyway. He can take the 230. Oh. Éomer. Sacrifice focus gigantic hammer on Galadriel against evil. Could work. Although I feel like she does enough damage on her own that just having the eagles to tank and then she can heal them. I don't know that you would need the damage from the eagles too. Like, how much was my Galadriel doing against the boss? And mine doesn't even have that good of gear. Well, that doesn't count. 117k. Yeah, on the tree, 220k on her own. 225. I mean, she can, in a real PvP fight, she can do, even mine can do 130, 140, 150k on her own. So I don't know that you would need the eagle damage as well. Well, maybe with the follow-up. Might be worth it with the follow-up. Actually, I wonder... How is this worded? Now you have me thinking. But the damage dealt of each normal attack. So it probably would still decrease it. Hello. Sunrise to war. My wife just asked, do I hear fireworks? Probably. Wouldn't surprise me. I mean, people were shooting off fireworks like days ahead of the 4th of July. And then for days after 4th of July. Like, I don't want to be a grumpy old boomer. Man, I was trying to sleep at like midnight 3 days after the 4th of July. Not listen to fireworks. Alright, so move Galadriel up here. Nice little tile cleaning session we've got going on though. If I do say so myself. 1,000,000 gold, what am I going to do with it? You know what? That reminds me. I'll show you what I'm going to do with it. I'm going to take this tile. Might need to drop some more. I need to keep that tile. I think I have to keep this one too. Yeah, I'm gonna relocate here probably tomorrow or the next day. So I might as well keep them for now. I'm gonna take that tile and then I'm gonna build a Bree Rider camp. And unfortunately you can't speed it up. I wish I could. But I don't have anything else to do with my gold. So I'm just gonna recruit Bree Riders with it. I also don't have anything else to build really. I guess I can build. I guess I should get Guardians for Siege at this point in the season. But Rangers of the North fully upgraded. Sharpshooters fully upgraded. Sentinels. I mean, this upgrade is kind of a joke, but whatever. It's fully upgraded. It just doesn't increase that much. Guards of the Tower. These units are garbage. Should be like garbage at the tower. Cataphracts fully upgraded. Bonite fully upgraded. Cavalier fully upgraded. So I guess I can do this. And then recruit Bree Riders. If I ever end up using Eagles, if I fight Varyogs or something. I'm not a huge fan of this song, to be honest. Let me change that. There we go. It's a bit too spastic for my taste. There we go. Yeah, I could upgrade my Eagles. But I don't even have my Haldir at 50. So look at that beautiful Gandalf. 9 casualties, 25 casualties on a 230. Love it. Love to see it. Ooh, this guy's actually going to give me a report of what's there. So as soon as my Galadriel gets here, I'll line up 3 attacks on Barely. And I need to move my Faramir up to Siege. How much am I ahead of Thanatos now? 38.5. 36.9, so I'm almost 2k ahead of him. So that's good. Feeling good about that. I should take this before I go to sleep. Depending on how my apothecary looks. Next season you're focusing more on cav commanders. Yep. Yep. I mean, as you can tell, if you look at my tavern, it's what I did in Season 1 on this account. Eowyn, R10, Eomer, R6. Actually, I have my Aragorn at almost R8. Gandalf, R7. Theoden, R4. Need to get him to R5. Galadriel might as well be a cavalry commander. But I think I'm going to use King of Men. Either way, that's 2 decent T3 options for damage commanders. So yeah, Season 1 and the beginning of Season 2, I focused mostly on cavalry commanders. And towards the end of Season 2, I started experimenting with Arwen, Elrohir, Haldir, Gandalf with full ranged. Because even in Season 1, I'm pretty sure I was running, because I was Rohan, I was running Gandalf as a cavalry commander. Because Gandalf with marshals is actually ridiculous. Because marshals, their unit skill is they deal extra damage on the first like 4 hits. It's either 4 or 5. It decreases each hit. It's like what Cavaliers have, but it lasts for multiple hits. And with Convener, I want to see what his army was. Level 40 Aragorn. Okay. With Convener, you can actually front load like all of that damage, which is crazy. I think I just hit with Gala. See if he has anything left. And then if he does, I can line up hits for Gandalf Elro here and Galadriel. I have enough tiles here that they're not going to bounce me. As long as I'm not stupid. I was saying something about cavalry commanders. Oh yeah, Gandalf you can run him as a cav commander, at least as Rohan. I just think that cavalry has too many inherent advantages in this game. Among which, I want to see what purple item I got. Or maybe it's going to be a gold. Which one of these? I think it's this one. I guess that's 30 minutes on that one. Ooh, blinding barrier helm. Second one of those I have. That's actually super nice. Super nice from a tip. Ooh. King of Men can do these tips. This is also why you sweep, by the way. This is ridiculous. That's why I have 1,000,000 gold and nothing to do with it. Is Noldor with Mind Split good for Gandalf? Yes, it is excellent for Gandalf. Very, very, very good for him. It's basically a Smite Carver, but better. Oh, he doesn't have anything. Wonder if he's gonna try to trick me. You said clean, I linked you better. Appreciate it. How do you spell appreciate? Appreciate it. There we go. So among the inherent advantages of cavalry in this game, if we look at our barracks for a second, let's just take some examples. Guards of the Tower, 59 speed. Sentinels, 71. Sharps, 64. These guys are actually super fast for an infantry unit, 100. You get the point. 60 speed. Alright, cavalry. The slowest cavalry. We have 110 on cataphracts. I think rams are slightly slower. Yeah, 102. And cavaliers are quite quick. Bow knights are super fast. 127. Actually, those guys are even faster by 139. The point being, cavalry is faster than infantry. Shocker, right? Well, what that means in practice is that cavalry get to act before non-cavalry during fights. And because of the way this game's combat snowballs, that means attacking first in rounds is really, really, really advantageous. I need to keep sweeping while I'm talking. I'm gonna learn to multitask better. Additionally, if we look at unit stats, we'll pull up some units for comparison. Gotta recruit some more guys anyway. Hour 15, that works. Hour 14. Let's compare Guards of the Tower and Cataphracts because they fill similar roles. Guards of the Tower, 40 HP, 78 defense. This might as well say 10% reduced physical damage. Because 50% of the time, you're taking 20% less damage. On average, that's 10% damage reduction. Anyway, 40 HP, 100 per command. So we'll double that. Because cataphracts are only 50 per command. So you either have the cataphract stats or you double the guard stats. Either way, This is 94 HP. This is 40. If we double this, because we're getting 2 guards per cataphract, that's 80 HP. Where these are 94. That's more HP. Plus, 10% all damage received is strictly better than shielding. 15% melee received, also better than shielding. So, while they fill a similar role, cataphracts are just better because they have more health per point of command, and they have better damage reductions per point of command as well. 61 defense, 78 defense, that's a marginal difference. It's only 17 defense. That's not a big deal. So because they have better stats, even after adjusting for per point of command, what I mean by that is, you're getting 2 infantry per 1 cavalry. Even after you adjust for that, cavalry have better stats, which means, let's say your cavalry takes 10,000 damage and your infantry takes 10,000 damage. Less cavalry are going to die than infantry, which means you're preserving your overall command point total throughout combat. And with this game's mechanics, that's very important because a lot of things in this game are based on, I should send 146, 124. I need to send Faramir like right after Elro here. So if he tries to trick me, he won't. Hopefully he's just given up and accepted the relocation. But I don't want to run Faramir's army into a trap. A lot of things in combat are actually based on how much of your total of command points are alive at the time of doing or receiving damage. It's not perfectly linear, but if basically the idea is if you start with 75 points of command, that's how many your commander can have. If you're at 37.5, which would be 50% of your total command pool, your units are going to be doing half as much damage. It's not 1-to-1 like that, but that's the idea. As your command points decrease compared to how much your commander can have in total, the damage that your units and commanders do decreases. So that's the other advantage of cavalry. Also, they move faster on the map, which lets you have an advantage in terms of holding tiles, like holding connections and bouncing people. And reinforcement, which can be very applicable if you're fighting on a friendly tile and you get hit and it's a draw. If you can reinforce before the draw ends, because you're on a friendly tile, if they don't withdraw, then they're going to get crushed. So, a lot of inherent advantages to cavalry, in my opinion, in this game. Which is why I'm just going to train units that ride on horses. It's also, on a personal level, I get so frustrated waiting for commanders to arrive. Like, Frodo and Sam, they have an infantry army. It took them like 18 minutes to get to the fort. Now it's taking them another 11 minutes to get over here. That's 29 minutes, 30 minutes of my life wasted on infantry just waddling across the map, and they didn't even go that far. Sweeping with cavalry is also way faster too, obviously. It's like I think Ents could actually be decent in the right armies. Because they're like Swan Knights. They protect other units, which can actually, you can really take advantage of that with like things like Keepers that just do absurd damage, but they're very squishy. But Ents move so freaking slow. It's unbearable. Like, you'll never connect with your target. Unless they're AFK or asleep or whatever. And the final note on my TED Talk about cavalry, I guess I should keep sieging this guy down. Hopefully he doesn't mind games me. If he's smart and paying attention, he will realize that El here came from this tile, and Faramir came from this tile. If he's paying attention, he'll know that this is Faramir. If you looked at his reports, A, he's level 40, B, he has no equipment, and a very ragtag random army. So he could catch me here. We'll see if he does, or if he's just kind of accepted the relocation. Hello, Cringe Walker, the best evil commander for cavalry? Unfortunately, probably none of them. Evil cavalry doesn't work the same in this game as good side cavalry does. A more serious answer would probably be Kirun or Black Serpent. If you're playing as Angmar or Variags, I think it's kind of the only situation where you could pull it off. You really need a T4 cav. In this game, though, good side cavalry tends to be more of a generalist type unit. Okay, good. He didn't catch me. So good side cavalry. Oh, my apothecary is not going. 8 hours. Nope. Let's just do some of these guys. Let's do an hour's worth. And then I'll do the rest overnight. So good side cavalry, you have tanky dudes. You have squishy dudes that do a lot of damage, except these are mainly a PvE unit. You have squishy dudes that do a ridiculous amount of damage. And you have somewhat tanky dudes that reduce defense. Trample super good. These are more of like a support cavalry. Either way, good side cavalry is just good in a vacuum. Whereas, I wonder if we have some reports anywhere of... Okay, here's an example. Dragoons are good against ranged units. And Raiders are good against cavalry units. So evil cavalry tends to exist as a counter unit rather than a mainline unit. You play Angmar, you're asking for Fallen. Yeah, Khaldun, Kirun, Black Serpent would all be good. Sauron would probably be fine. If you have like a Sustained Pipe and Soul Siphon, you'd probably be fine. But generally what you're looking for would be, since you'll have 2 Evil Men cavalry units, and your T4s are Evil Men, you'd want things that buff Evil Men. I gotta skip this song too. I really like trance and stuff. I just can't, I can't get into dubstep. Something about the wah, 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 wah. How does Ram Rider skill work if they're slower than other mounted units and hit last? So it should last like a full round of combat. I don't know if I have any reports. with rams. So the way it should work, they hit the enemy target. The one round, so let's say they hit on round 1. We'll use round 1 as an example. So yeah, they're going to go last in terms of the cavalry. They should still act before infantry, unless it's like Dunedain. Or they have a bunch of speed buffs. So they hit the enemy on round 1. Now, that 1 round timer starts. Round 1 happens, and there's a quirk in this game where the enemy units are going to be considered to be in round 1 of combat until they act on round 2. So trample will take effect in round 1, and then your cavalry will act first, hopefully, in round 2. The debuff will still be on the enemy unit, unless there's some cleanse effect in play. And then when the enemy unit acts on round 2, that's when the debuff will actually fall off. So there are situations where you could get unlucky. Let's say the Ram Riders hit Dunedain, who are super speedy dudes. How much speed do they have? I think they're faster than Rams and Cataphracts. 122. So let's say it's like Elro here with Dunedain, and he's running triple men. These bad boys are going to go up to 152 speed. So they'll actually outspeed all your cavalry. So theoretically, the Dunedain could go in round 1 before your cav. Then your Rams hit them as the last cav unit to hit them. And then in round 2, they go again before your cavalry does, at which point the debuff would fall off. So it is possible for the debuff to fall off before your other cav acts. Does anyone use oaths or Bjornings with Gandalf the White? Probably not. I suppose Oathbreakers could work against good factions. Most people run cavalry on Gandalf the White. But I guess if you had like an obsidian dagger, you could do that. You could run them. Oh, my Gandalf the White is so close to being recruited. And I just remembered my Eowyn hasn't been sweeping, like, at all. I actually think I need to ditch some of my eagles, too. I have like 100 and something command worth of eagles that I'm probably never going to use. I only need like 50 command of them. I wonder if anybody needs the resources from this guy. I kind of don't. I guess I should ask. Does anyone need the resources from there? LOTR R5 is great with Fallen. Do you have LOTR? If you're still watching the stream, Tremors, can you link him to me? Because I haven't played Evil since my original Season 2, and he was not available. So I actually haven't really paid attention to what he does. That is good to keep in mind. If nobody responds in a minute, I'm just going to go ahead and kill this guy. Gandalf the White is your favorite? Dude, he is super good. Thanatos says he's not good. And I call Thanatos crazy for that. I guess at this point I should just sweep with Galadriel. I need to take that 300 though. Before somebody else does. She has 3 moves. Yeah, maybe I won't sweep with her. I wish I was keeping track. $620. Yeah, I have like way too many eagles too. Need more space for my beloved cavalry. I guess I'm just gonna send both Frodo and Sam and Faramir. Not a big deal. I'll actually get some fights against this guy, so that's nice. So I definitely want to save my Galadriels. At least 1 or 2 hits for that. And if I don't get to take the 300 tonight, it won't be the worst thing. 300s are such a pain in this season. They're so ridiculous. We have a GTW, fully strengthened unique weapon. Aegis Helm, fully strengthened and refined. Sounds pretty ridiculous. I would not want to fight that. Thani is a loon. Thing about Gandalf the White, he's so flexible. He can run Cav, he can run non-Cav if you need to. But I would run him with Cav. That's, you know, I just set my whole rant about how cavalry is so good in this game. Ooh, we have LOTR. I'll check him out in a second. But yeah, he brings stuns, he brings focus damage, he has access to high alert, White Council, Champion of the Light. He can skill for magical barrier against good factions if you need that. He has like 2 of the best, maybe just 1. His R5 is like one of the best damage boosts in the game. So yeah, damage received plus 0.5%. That's per point though. So it'll be what, 7.5 times 4 stacks is 30%. So it's the same thing as like Ring Wraith and those, except it's all damage, which is what makes it so good. Whereas Ring Wraith and other similar skills... What? What? How did he live at 1%? Whatever, I guess this guy gets it. Alright, let's check out LOTR. Oh, you don't have him at R5. If I was to go to Angmar, I would focus on him with Purple Spear and Cav buffs 100%. You could always type in chat or type to me if you don't want to reveal your name on YouTube what his R5 does. If there are other unit types present, Reaper and Stalker will not be the primary target. Oh my gosh, this commander was made for me. Reaper damage dealt and other units protect your Reapers? Whew. What a godly commander. That guy's the best commander in the game right here. I just found him. For sure. Alright, so I need to connect over here. I guess we just have... No, I think I'll have Frodo and Sam take this one. And then Faramir will take the 150. I mean, we have the connection here, but that's only 1 tile. Can't really be held. Yes, evil factions. I just love Reapers. I think they're so underappreciated. as units. I need, there's level 30. I don't think AON, since she has poverty gear right now, I don't think she can efficiently farm level 40s right now. Do I take the Tex guy out, or do I just take Exor out? Our 5 skill is Master of the Fallen, 4% damage per hit. Seems pretty good. So I guess this guy would be another potential commander for Angmar, specifically. So here's one thing. This guy should not be running Master Throwers, in my opinion. Yeah, especially with that gear. Unfortunate. That should definitely be Sentinels. Alright, back to the PvP. Well, that guy's dead. We have, what, 2 more guys up here? 3 more guys on this side of the crossing. Not bad. We are making progress. How's Lyndon's fight down in Daggerlad going? 2.6 million deaths over here today. Pretty crazy. Wait, I swear last time I looked down here, Lyndon had that. I guess they took that back. Someone trying to bounce me now. It's an Angmar guy. I guess they've made some ground over here, though. And then, did Rohan get pushed out of here? Yep. So Rohan got killed over here again. That's unfortunate for them. Then how are our friends? Ooh, they made really good progress over here. Very nice. That's nice to see. Oh, I should not show that fort name on stream. Not that this... I don't monetize the stream, so I don't know if you guys see ads or not during a stream. Yeah, mounted combat. Mounted combat is a very underappreciated skill. Armor corrosion minus 5% armor per round. Say plus he has a skill for Reapers. That's my kind of commander. Saying something about ads. Yeah, I don't know if you guys see ads or not on the stream. Hopefully you don't, because I don't monetize the streams. But I think that fort name would be a quick way of getting it demonetized if it was. Yeah, Pursuit. Pursuit hurts. Although, why is he running Keepers as a solo frontline? That is crazy, bro. Crazy. Yeah, tactical mark. That doesn't make any sense. I mean, these things just got melted. Like, let's see how long did these keepers last? Let's see. Minus 177. Minus 168. Minus 92. Minus, this is even without the Alks getting Convener. That's like half of what was left. Alright, so they got their one attack on off. Now round 2 kills keepers. More keepers. 600 remain. Yeah, look at that. Dead. That's without alchemists having convener in round 1. They were dead at the beginning of round 2. Gone. All of them. Half of his army dead at the beginning of round 2. Gilgalad's gear. Elven White Knife. Bane of Giants isn't particularly good, but the attack and the might are good. Resistance is good. Aegis is good, of course. And Elf Strength Harp is fine as well. Alright, let's take this. So I don't want to pick on Eternal Bear, but running Keeper solo because he's looking for Muma stacks. I guess that's fair. But I feel like you could just not run solo keepers. Is there better gear for Gil than what he has? Probably not. Probably not. I mean, this could have a better trait on it, but the item itself is perfect. Rangers is debatable. With the army that he's running, if he's trying to snipe Mumas, you might get more of a benefit out of something else. But like, I mean, that's fine. This helm is great, and I would say overall the gear is excellent. Like 9 out of 10. See, Fallen Reapers, maybe a couple commands of Mountain Trolls. Yep, makes sense. Makes sense to me. I love Reapers. Sweeping with Aomer. I also have a skill point on Aomer, don't I? And how long have I been streaming? And I'm finally down to the last bit of Aomer stamina. Like 2 hours now, I think. Yeah, people have been complaining about keepers on Gil. Who is better, Aomer or Theo? So I had a very in-depth analysis of this a little while ago, so I'm not going to go super in-depth about it. It's my belief that at respect 15 or lower, Theoden. At respect 16 or higher, Aomer. That might not be a 100% exact science. Alright, let's see. 338, 251, so we'll start you marching. Those numbers might not be 100% exact science. That's just roughly where I think it would end up that way. But anything R10 or lower is definitely Theoden, for sure. It's after R10, when Éomer gets his unique, that I think he can start outscaling Theoden. But I do think Éomer is quite underappreciated. Probably in part because Theoden is so good. Alright, I'm just going to let fate decide who goes first. Oh, apparently it's going to be Gandalf. I didn't line it up 100% perfectly. Faramir actually needs to go home. There we go. I guess I should send somebody else out, but I need... Oh no, is he gonna go first? Solar Scout. Stealing my prestige. This is why I should just farm tiles all stream. Although maybe he's not, maybe he's just hooking me up. I think I'm going to send Elro here in last. Probably the correct order of doing this would be Galadriel first, and then Gandalf, and then Elro here. Just because even if Galadriel hits a full army, the odds of her getting fully wiped are pretty much 0. I don't want to say for sure 0, but pretty much 0. Dwalin can go. And we want mostly Rams for siege damage. Wonder if I should... Can I cheese the Hill Troll camp? What level are these armies? Oh, I don't want to mess with Angmar good to bad people. Never mind, they're level 40. I was gonna think, could I cheese them for contribution points? Faction contribution points, whatever they're called. That you get from killing armies, and you only need more bow knights. There we go. Maybe I should just send Éowyn up here to sweep. Yeah, I think I do. I'll lose the 20 stamina for now, but in the long run, I'm going to save myself so much time by just sweeping up there. Alright. Let's see what happens. We killed one. Killed both. We drew with something. Alright. So that doesn't count. That's a really nice fight for Gandalf. Let's link that baby in the reports channel. And then Gala finishes him off. Actually gets dunked by a new Gil-galad. Well, I guess not dunked, but certainly didn't go super well for me. Pretty solid gear. Yeah, also has Pursuit. Yeah, she only did 61k. And then Elro here had a respectable fight against what was left of that Gil-galad. But my Elro here does not have Pursuit, unfortunately. That's a beautiful fight, though. Even though I do have the advantage in terms of levels. So we do not want Galadriel's draw to go through. I'm fine letting the other draws go through to see if there's anything left. Ooh, I need to... guess I need to stop sweeping with Aomer. Also, I should check my apothecary. Oh, 114, we're fine. Or I just give him rams instead of katas. Should be fine. That is one problem with Galadriel, though. Running full katas can get expensive. Alright. What do I want from this chest? I want a flawless equipment. What do I want? We have to tell the universe what we want, and then we'll get it. That's how it works. So what do I want? If I'm going to be running... Oh, I want a Reach of the Rittermark with Mounted Might. That would be good. Or we'll give it two options. Got to remember the name of the second one. Or a golden skin with resilience of cavalry or whatever it's called. Those are the two options. That's what we're telling the universe we want. Let's see what we get. Didn't work. Scale mail with upright. Garbage. Upright is so bad. So one thing I've pointed out, I'll show you guys in a second. Ram Rider. I guess I really should be using like way more bow knights because I have so many of them. On these items, they now show that it only affects one particular type of unit. The only one of these that's good that I've ever seen, I think there's two actually. I'll take it back. Blinding Barrier is super good against evil. And I actually think the Mirkwood Bow with Sharpshooter is pretty decent for Gil-galad. I think Ranged Might or Elf Strength is better, but if you had to, you could use this. So it's not useless. The rest of them that I've seen are useless. What's your rank? My rank in terms of personal production, in terms of prestige, in terms of faction contribution. So my rank in regards to what would be my question. Uh-oh. Apparently my wife's cat just scratched her. I don't want to say scratched. Hit her in the eye with the cat's claw. It's kind of a yikes. Alright, what do we get now? Ooh, yikes. Owie. So, wait, we already knew that one was dead. We fought a Thorin with a non-full army. That's an ouchie. This one was a bit more fair, but a bit in his favor, I would say. So let's bring these homies back. Apparently I should not have let the draws go through. Where's Elro here? He's only got a minute. I'm not going to waste the thing. So ring level rank is 39. Personal production is 9. That's worrisome. Let me send a text message real quick. Hopefully he texts me back. I am in, so it's my 3rd season on this account, 5th season playing overall, and we're in Rebuilding Glory. So Rebuilding Glory is technically season 3, I guess you would say. Depending on how you count the seasons. I think I'm just going to do this on Elro here for now. Go ahead and bring up Bow Knights. Actually, did I already just delete all my guards of the tower? I feel like I did. No, I have 2,000 assigned. Oh, they're on Frodo and Sam for siege damage. I definitely don't have enough Dunedain left right now to run Dunedain. I could bring up Bow Knights. Actually, you know what I should do? Wait a minute. He only has 1,000 axe throwers left. I know what I should do. Cancel that. There we go. We're going to bring Eagles on Galadriel. And then we're going to bring Sharps. Got freaking hair in my eye. Not that many Sharps, though. Something like that. We'll bring Sharps up for Elro here. And then I'll have Galadriel hit that guy's Thorin. I think that sounds like a good plan. If I do say so myself. And my Eomer. Okay, he's already reinforcing. Yeah, so Rebuilding Glory, which is essentially season 3. Of all commanders I've used, who's your favorite? Oh, that's tough. Man, I've used a lot of commanders. I think a lot of it also just depends on the situation. For taking tiles, it's gotta be Gandalf the Grey. He's so freaking good at taking tiles. For PvP, I like Haldir. I like Eomer. I think, though, King of Men. Aragorn, King of Men, isn't the strongest, but I really like him as a character and his lore. So if I had to pick a favorite for PvP, just favorite overall would probably be King of Men. I mean, I didn't get his invite. I actually just bought respect items and earned respect items and hard unlocked him just because I wanted him. The strongest in PvP, if you're talking about every commander in the game who's the strongest, I think it's Sauron. If you're talking about strongest that I have for PvP, it's probably my Gandalf or my Galadriel. If you're talking about strongest good side commander overall, it's probably Gandalf the White. R10 Gandalf the White's pretty ridiculous if you have his unique. Without the unique in play, in terms of like budget strength, being strong on a budget, it's probably Theoden, or even Eowyn, or Dwalin. Oh, that's a nice report from Solar Scouts Gil. What does he have? Interesting. Round 7 onwards. Huh. Kind of hoping this guy texts me back. He posted something weird on Facebook. Whatever, I'll just upgrade this. At this point, it doesn't really matter what I upgrade. Alright, what's my apothecary at? 145. So if this guy has too much more... Blah, blah, blah. If he has too many more commanders, I'm gonna have to be careful. I've killed his Gil-galad and almost killed his Thorin. I don't know if he has anything. I think he has a Gandalf. So I'm wondering if I send my Gandalf in first. Because if he has a full ranged Gandalf behind that Thorin, and I just swamp to full Eagles, that would be bad. You like Gil, but Pursuit kills him. Yep. True. Gil is really good too. We fought back in season 1 or 2. Remember the Battle of Tower Lower? Yes, yes. When I was in Angmar, Gray was Gondor. I believe something about an avocado union. You know what? Now I'll send Gandalf first. If he does have a Gandalf behind the Thorin, I'm gonna try to meme him with Frodo and Sam. There we go. Yeah, that was a crazy season. That's also the season I got COVID, which was very sad. Very sad for me. Who's this? Oh, Burr is probably bringing up some siege damage. Alright, let's see what Gandalf can do. And depending on what he has, if anything behind his Thorin, hopefully he has something with a bunch of Iron Warriors. That would be the perfect target for Galadriel with Eagles. Actually need some water, not tea. Pretty sure this guy does have a Gandalf, though. I've fought him before. Although it's been a while since I've fought him. While Gandalf walks. We'll take a look at this. So overall, I would say Varyogs is gaining ground down here. Although a lot of Whip and Ungo are asleep right now. I guess Rohan's sort of pushing back. Hard to tell. Hard to tell what's happening when you can't actually see what's going on. I could maybe hit this guy too. If Exor gets cleaned out. That would be a good guy to fill my apothecary on before going to bed. But this right here, it's why I have to play cavalry. It drives me insane just watching people crawl around the map. Oh, speaking of crawling around the map, just 2-star. Nope. Alright, so I actually have to recall Caliborn. They need to fix this system. Like, they need to actually let us refresh more often, or make it so you can't free refresh by recalling the commander. Because it's just kind of obnoxious. Recalling the commander and sending them back and getting a free refresh. So what do we get? Oh, he actually refilled his Thorin. Oh, okay. A lot of axe throwers, though. So I assume then that he doesn't have anything behind that. How's the apothecary? 164. Alright, so what we'll do is reinforce Gandalf. And then we'll send in the team. If he's going to want to fight. Although when he sees the team coming in, there's actually a chance that he just takes everything off of his commanders. What's his Thorin skill tree looking like? Oaken Shield, King Under the Mountain, Longbeard, Deliberate Strike. It seems weird to take Longbeard. I guess he has 1, 2. He has 3 damage skills. Well, I feel like getting +2 attack off of King of Durin's Folk would be better. How much damage did Thorin do? 129. Not bad. That's not exactly a damage commander type of numbers. It's relatively even. I took 151, took 120 something overall minus the healing. Yeah, this is why I don't like axe throwers. They're so inconsistent. I wish I could like Dwarven commanders in this game. They have so much good synergy between their items. The items, the commanders, and the units have so much good synergy, is what I'm trying to say. Like, how many good Dwarven items are there? Wait, who's moving? Oh, he's actually... Excuse me. I was going to look at the Dwarven items. So, just in purples, Warhammer is super nice. Might and a ton of defense. And that goes up to plus 21 defense, which is about 10% damage reduction. It's way better than like the freaking Elven Dirk. This thing is so freaking bad. Carver is good, it's just limited. Whereas like a Warhammer, you get 12 might, a Carver, you get what, 6, 8? And so even if you're not getting the defense from the dwarves, it's not that big of a deal. You can use other units and still take advantage of the might. But then as far as flawless equipment goes, they have Durin's plate, which I think is so freaking ridiculous. Health and attack on one item. They have Moria's hammer, which is like a super version of the purple hammer. But they also have this that has plus 2 attack base, which is insanely good. They have this, which is 2 health base, which is insanely good. Yeah, that's about it. Oh wait, Defender of the Mountain. But that's kind of limited. Not a lot of their commanders are going to want a pure focus accessory. Oh, Mithril Coat. Army defense, but you can get Dwarf Resilience on that thing. Make sure that my Frodo and Sam aren't going to get hit. Let's see, was this? Draw on a 260. I don't think that was a Fellowship-owned tile. I don't know, maybe one day, maybe after playing another season or two of Cavalry, I'll make the transition over to Dwarves. I do have Thorin. I did pull him. But you could easily run... I guess I should start King of Men on another tip. There he is. You could easily run Thorin as your tier 3 or Dane. Both are good. And then I think this guy is crazy good. I think Falgan is so freaking good. Run like Falgan and Balin, Falgan and Gimli. Even Legolas is really good with Dwarven units. And has the dwarf friend thing. Gandalf is fine for dwarves. And then Dwalin would be the obvious choice as far as T1 commanders go. This has to be just a Pather that he's running around with. How long would it take Dwalin to get over here? Probably too long. Oh, 8 minutes? I can probably wait 8 minutes. But so many of the Dwarven commanders have just such insane synergy with Dwarven units. Like this. Physical damage received for each allied dwarf unit present. Super nice. Allied dwarves for 6 instances of damage received. Minus 1.3%. And then they get damage dealt after this goes away. Firing formation is good. parry is actually quite solid. So I think this guy has a ton of potential as a commander. Musician tree is fine as well. I don't know if you could build him as Durance Blood Commander. I feel like he would not work. And then this accessory is so good too. So freaking good. On dwarves, 2 base health, 15 base defense, plus damage received, plus damage buff. Whew. Freaking good. Thorin's the same way with all those buffs. What does his unique do actually? Plus 2 base attack. Super good. Yeah. The Slayer of Orcs part is not that exciting. But he has... like, that's really nice. That's really nice. Oaken Shield is solid. Maybe I'm talking myself into playing Dwarven units. And commanders. Problem is they're so slow. Alright, let's line up these attacks properly. 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute. He's coming back. Adios, Dalamar. I'm wrapping up too. I'm going to do this round of hits and then I'm going to have to call it a night because it's already 10:47. I'd like to be sleeping not much later than 11 p.m. my time. Drink a little bit more tea. Get the last round of hits in. Apothecary will be full or almost full, which is perfect. That way it gives all night for all my stuff to be healed. We uprooted 3 people so far. 2 or 3 people so far. Cleaned a bunch of tiles. Swept a bunch. Even got a little bit of farming in. I can't not farm. Alright, so we want to do actually Gandalf first. I think I'm going to do Galadriel last in case his Thorin is there. Because I don't want Galadriel to hit Thorin with a bunch of axe throwers since she has eagles. I'm fine if she hits whatever's behind Thorin, I guess, unless it's Gandalf. Maybe I need to send her second, but that's going to be really difficult to do. Well, I need to get rid of some eagles anyway. Honestly, I was going to delete them. But I suppose this is a better use than deleting them. I was saving him up because I wanted to use Haldir with a gigantic hammer plus eagles. But I'm just not leveling him anymore at this point. So yeah, we'll send her in last. And if the eagles get wrecked by Gandalf, that's fine. And 5, 4, 3, 2. It will be possible for him to reinforce between hits, but it'll be pretty tough. It'll be pretty tough to actually make that happen. Here we go. Ooh, my Eowyn's almost out of stamina too. How close is she? Yeah, halfway, and he just leveled up tonight. How many levels did he get tonight? Just 3. I'd like to start sweeping with King of Men soon. I think I'm gonna mock Gala to 50. Let's see if he actually stayed and fought, or if he... Oh. I think he just saw the 3 armies coming in and decided that's not worth it. Which, that is the risk of doing that. Oh, well. It was worth a shot. I can't blame him for doing that. I wouldn't want one of my commanders to just get ganked by 3 people. It's just not efficient at that point. Actually, I wonder if he's going to fight this guy. I'll stay and see if he fights this guy, and then I'll actually go to bed. So is it 73% right now? Oh yeah, I forgot to get my gems. I also forgot to check for more bosses. I need to get my free coin. Let's see, 73%. Oh. Yeah, he actually defended that one. Interesting. Very smart. Well played by him, to be honest. Alright, well, before... Do I just leave Frodo and Sam here? I guess I do. Alright. I can bring him home and stuff while I lay down and actually fall asleep, but yeah. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I'm gonna call it there. Since what's the apothecary at 160? Pretty decent spot. Save some room for sweeping. Should take more than all of tonight to heal, which is good too. But most of it can be healed up tonight. But I'm also just getting super tired, which is why I feel like I can't even focus on what I'm saying right now. Thanks for hanging out. I hope to see you guys. Actually, I would say next Friday, but I'm going to the movies next Friday. I'll probably stream next Saturday. So a week and 1 day today is when I'll stream next. Thanks for hanging out.